Step into the dazzling world of King Henry VIII's court, a place of gold, silk, and ambition. Beneath the glamour, danger lurked everywhere. The Tudor court was a jungle, where every smile could hide a dagger and every whisper could be a trap. One wrong move could mean disgrace or death. The king's whims were law, and survival demanded cunning and caution. Alliances shifted daily. Loyalty was a currency that could lose value overnight. The court was a stage, but the stakes were life and death. Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, two of Henry's queens, learned this the hard way. Their stories are not just tragedies, they're lessons in navigating a system where the rules could change in an instant. Here, weapons were rumours and accusations, not swords. Danger crept in through secrets and spies, not open battle. Life at court was a gilded cage, beautiful but inescapable. Trust was rare, and the king alone held the key. We'll explore how Anne and Catherine tried and failed to survive this treacherous world. Their fates reveal how power rewrites the rules, and how survival in any dangerous system requires more than just luck. In Henry's court, reading the signs and knowing who truly held power was a matter of life and death. The Tudor court revolved entirely around Henry VIII. His favour meant everything. His displeasure spelled ruin. Courtiers were rivals, fighting for influence, land, and the king's ear. Power struggles between families like the Howards and Seymours were ruthless. Victory meant survival, defeat meant destruction. Henry played factions against each other, ensuring no one grew too powerful. He encouraged spying and gossip, keeping everyone off balance and fearful. For Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, being queen meant being the ultimate target. Their positions depended on the king's love and their ability to produce a male heir. Any misstep could be fatal, as enemies waited to exploit the slightest weakness. Both women were pawns in a deadly game, sacrificed when they became liabilities. In Henry's court, even queens were expendable. Anne Boleyn was ambitious, clever, and unlike anyone at court. She captivated Henry but refused to be just a mistress. She wanted the crown. Her resistance drove Henry to break with Rome and make her queen. But Anne's triumph was fragile. She was surrounded by enemies and pressured to produce a son. Her first child was a daughter, Elizabeth, and miscarriages followed. Henry's affection faded and his eye turned to Jane Seymour. Anne's sharp wit and temper made her more vulnerable as her enemies, led by Thomas Cromwell, plotted her downfall. After a final miscarriage of a male child, Henry wanted out. Cromwell built a case against Anne, accusing her of adultery, incest, and treason. The charges were shocking, designed to destroy her completely. Anne, once untouchable, was now isolated and in grave danger. The court that had elevated her was now setting a trap. For Anne, the game was lost before she even realized the rules had changed. Her rise and fall was swift, a warning to anyone who thought they could control the king. In Henry's world, ambition was as deadly as any weapon. Anne Boleyn's trial was a show of legal manipulation. Cromwell arrested 5 men, including Anne's brother, accusing them of adultery with the Queen. Under pressure, one confessed, the rest denied everything, but it didn't matter. The trials were a sham. Verdicts decided in advance. Anne's own uncle presided over her trial, ensuring no chance of acquittal. Anne defended herself brilliantly, exposing the absurdity of the charges. But the outcome was predetermined. She was found guilty. The law, meant to protect, became a weapon for the king. Henry granted her a merciful execution, by sword, not axe. On May 19, 1536, Anne faced death with dignity, careful not to criticize the king. Her execution sent a chilling message. No one, not even a queen, was safe. The court's glittering surface hid a system where justice bent to royal will. Anne's fate was a warning. Power could destroy as quickly as it could elevate. In Henry's England, the law served the throne, not the truth. Catherine Howard's tragedy unfolded just 5 years after Anne's. Young, lively and naive, Catherine was pushed forward by her ambitious Howard family. Henry, now older and ailing, was enchanted by her youth and beauty. She became queen at barely 20, but was unprepared for court life. Catherine's past relationships were deadly secrets in the Tudor world. She made the fatal mistake of bringing old acquaintances into her new life, including Francis Dereham and Thomas Culpeper. Enemies at court watched her closely, waiting for her to slip. When rumours surfaced, Archbishop Cranmer seized the chance to bring her down. Catherine's innocence was no shield in a court hungry for scandal and power. At first, Henry refused to believe the accusations against Catherine, but evidence mounted. Her past relationships and a letter to Culpeper sealed her fate. Henry's love turned to rage. He demanded vengeance. Adultery by a queen was treason, but proving it was tricky. The solution? Parliament passed a bill of attainder, condemning Catherine without trial. The law was made retroactive, criminalising her past and trapping her completely. Catherine was arrested, terrified, and denied any chance to defend herself. Her alleged lovers were executed brutally. On February 13th, 1542, Catherine was beheaded on Tower Green, just like Anne. Her story was a brutal lesson. In Henry's court, even innocence could be fatal. The law was a tool for royal vengeance, not justice. Catherine's downfall showed how quickly favour could turn to destruction. In the Tudor world, a hidden past could be a death sentence. The fates of Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard reveal the hidden dangers of power. In Henry's court, threats weren't obvious. They were woven into the system itself. Both queens failed to grasp how quickly the rules could change. Anne's confidence and Catherine's naivety blinded them to the dangers around them. Survival required constant awareness, reading the political landscape, and never assuming safety. The law, twisted by those in power, became a weapon against them. Their stories warn us unchecked power corrupts justice. In any system, being right isn't enough if the rules can be rewritten. Anne and Catherine's tragedies are timeless lessons in the risks of power and vulnerability. Their downfall reminds us to recognize hidden dangers before it's too late. The Tudor court may be history, but its lessons are timeless. Any high-stakes environment, corporate, political or social, can be a modern jungle. Survival depends on awareness, adaptability, and understanding the system's hidden rules. Catherine failed because she didn't grasp the consequences of her actions. Anne because she underestimated her enemies. Power structures protect themselves, often at the expense of individuals. Knowing when to fight and when to step back is crucial. The stories of Anne and Catherine are about more than victimhood. They're about the struggle for agency in oppressive systems. Survival skills aren't just for battlefields. They're for navigating the invisible cages of modern life. Their legacy is a warning. Always know who makes the rules and never ignore the bars of the gilded cage. In any game of power, understanding the system is the key to survival.